All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awakened Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here. If you're here live with us on Zoom, welcome, welcome. If you're here on the replay and the recording, watching on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Please do subscribe so that you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. There's so much wisdom here for you. And it is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their processes, their readings, their healings, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear friend Jennifer Nieto is back with us, and we're going to be talking about healing the inner child, the unicorn gateway into ascension. So what does that mean, right? So as we talk about healing the inner child, it's kind of like we're going to be stepping through the Stargate of Lyra and into the unicorn kingdom, which is a frequency of joy, abundance, innocence, and light. And so some of what we're going to talk about and experience with Jennifer is how is the inner child the gatekeeper to your ascension journey? Who are the unicorns? How do the unicorns assist in healing shame, fear, guilt, and anxiety? What is the Stargate of Lyra and what frequencies does it hold? How does the Stargate of Lyra serve as a path of ascension for your inner child with the unicorns? So, all that and more. And of course, Jennifer is going to be facilitating a group inner child healing meditation and activation into the Stargate of Lyra with the unicorns. And she's also going to be offering some unicorn oracle card readings later on as well. So exciting. And so, for those of you who may not know Jennifer, she has been with us a few times now, many times, I'm going to say. And she is an empathic intuitive life coach, a master EFT and energy healing practitioner. She has a master's degree in psychology, marriage, and family therapy. She is a credentialed school counselor and is trained as a trauma specialist. She has worked with all ages, from children to adults, for over 20 years. Jennifer is certified in energy psychology as well as energy medicine healing modalities such as EFT, TFT, NLP, Rouhani, and angel healer, integrative chakra therapy, Bach flower remedies, sound healing, and quantum touch to bring harmony and balance for your soul's rebirth. And Jennifer is really passionate about helping people, especially empaths and sensitives, release emotional pain, anxiety, and trauma through inner child healing, along with the other energetic healing modalities. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming Jennifer back to the show. Jennifer, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me here today. I'm really deeply honored to be here with you and your beautiful community. And there's excitement, right? Because we're going to talk about unicorns, but I'm also excited because my heart's mission is really to help, empaths and sensitives, but also spiritual seekers, like I would say all of you are, to really help you heal the wounds of your inner child so that you can step into your divine loving self. I know we've talked about the divine loving self before, and really live your life with love and compassion and peace and abundance. And I really want you to take in those words because you're going to hear them throughout our talk today. And the reason is because Source, I'm sorry, I just feel like more downloads coming in. Source just really wants to saturate you with those energies, right? So that you can truly embody them. So just know you're going to hear those same words over and over. And I want you to really feel the frequency of them. And as you hear them, I just want you to take that in, like really take it into your cells. And there will be times where I'm going to ask you just to breathe and just notice what you feel. And as we talk about the inner child, for me, it's very profound and sacred. When we heal our inner child, we're healing things like any emotional pain that we may have endured. So think of energies like shame or fear or guilt and anxiety. Those are the big ones I always feel. So that way you can enter into the Stargate of Lyra and align with the Unicorn Kingdom, which is the realm of unconditional love and compassion and peace and abundance. And I know that can be a lot to take in, right? When we think about experiencing all those different energies that so many of us want to have. But what I've learned through my own healing journey is that spiritual ascension was never about escaping our emotions or bypassing the human experience. It really is about embracing every part of ourselves with love, especially those tender parts of the inner child that we've hidden away. Because it's that child within us that still aches to be loved, that still longs to feel seen and to feel safe, and the one that still remembers how to dream. And that's a big one because for me personally, as an adult, I completely forgot how to do that. And that's why this work to me is so exciting, but it's like a passion of mine, I guess is what I'll say, because I wasn't always living in this light. for much of my life, I really did struggle with deep shame and fear and anxiety. And just to kind of share a personal moment with you about what helped me open my heart to this truth was that, I mean, I had so much anxiety that on the outside, when people looked at me, I was doing all the spiritual things, right? I was the one that was calm and centered, but I was meditating, I was journaling, I was saying affirmations. I had all those post-its, around my walls. But on the inside, I still felt very small and unseen. And every time I tried to move forward in my life, I would feel like this invisible wall of fear and shame would just come up. And so one night I remember sitting in meditation, and instead of pushing away those heavy feelings, because I feel like a lot of times people meditate to get away from their life. And so I was trying not to do that. So instead of pushing away all the heaviness I was feeling, I asked myself, what do you need me to see? And in that moment, I just opened my heart and I allowed myself to feel, because I'm a feeler first, to feel and then to see myself around 4 or 5 years old. And I was sitting alone and I was holding my knees. And that was something I used to do as a child. Once again, that was that idea of like keeping myself really small and protected, right? When you hold your knees in. And she was surrounded by dim light, right? It just felt kind of dark. And she looked up at me with tears in her eyes. I remember as I kneeled down and I asked her, what do you want to tell me? And she whispered to me that I'm scared that you're going to forget me. And it was in that moment I just kind of felt like my heart just broke open, right? Something inside of me really shifted. And I realized that this whole time that I'll say I've been chasing enlightenment, right? Or chasing this idea of like feeling better, that I was actually abandoning her. I was abandoning the part of me that held the key, which was my inner child. And so when I reached out to her with love and I began to just really hold her, I guess is what I'll say, just hold her with compassion. And then she began to glow. She really began to glow with that beautiful rainbow light that I see in so many people. And that's that same frequency that later I would come to remember, because I did see that as a child and recognize that as unicorn energy. It's one of pure innocence, right? Of divine compassion and unconditional love. And that night, I didn't just comfort her. I really reconnected with a part of myself that helped me to remember what heaven really feels like, right? What it really means to be connected to Source. And so today, throughout our time together, I'll be asking you to tune in as well to your inner child so you can receive insights on how to heal, on how to thrive, and how to really accelerate on your soul's ascension path. And with that, I invite you now just to envision that younger part of you and allow them to be with you today so that they can feel the love of the unicorns and sprinkle their magical energy into this talk today, because we are all co-creating it together. And as you invite that younger part with you, I want you to notice what age or image came up for you. And if you're willing, go ahead and comment in the chat. Just know that this is the one that still feels fear sometimes, or maybe carries those old memories of like, I'm not enough, or it's not safe to be seen. And I want you just to take this moment, just acknowledge them. You don't have to fix them, and I don't want you to judge them. I just want you to be with them because they were brave enough to show themselves to you today. And you're starting to see now how your inner child really is the gatekeeper to your ascension, because they hold the keys of the highest frequency of who you truly are. And that's because they hold what we'll call as the original innocence or true love that connects us directly to Source. And when we heal their pain, then we naturally begin to ascend, right? We begin to rise because energies like shame and guilt and fear and anxiety can't exist on the same vibration of love. And that's where unicorns come in, which are my favorite, because they're these divine beings, they're these healers from the Stargate of Lyra. And they really help us to restore that original light within us, where the frequencies of divine love and unity originate. And their mission, because I get asked that a lot, is really to help humans or humanity remember that, once again, through our heart, not through our mind, right? They were already whole, they were already divine, and they were already free. And so as we move deeper into this conversation, I want you just to imagine your inner child not as a wounded part of you, because I feel for a lot of times that's our default. I want you to see them as this radiant guardian holding the original blueprint of your soul and everything that you're yearning to step into. Love, compassion, peace, and abundance is already alive within that child, within that younger part of you. And as you gently tend to their needs and you soothe their fears, you're not just healing your past, you're actually unlocking your future. So that's why I say the inner child is the gatekeeper to ascension, because they really do hold the keys to the highest frequency of who we truly are. And later during this talk, I will guide you through a powerful healing inner child meditation and activation with the unicorns. So that way you can experience this energy for yourself and really help you on your ascension path. And so, Shefali, is there anything you want to say about the inner child being the gatekeeper?
I love what you shared, and it actually brought tears to my eyes when you were talking about the inner child being the gatekeeper. Because when we're looking at the inner child in this way, we're not looking at that wounded child. Because normally, like you said, when we're talking about the inner child, we're always looking at what can we heal, because the inner child is still wounded. So there's something that needs to be healed, right? So it's a different way of perceiving the inner child, which I think is very empowering and very uplifting. Um, and also, like, when I think of my inner child, like, I don't have any memories of my childhood. um Hardly any, like none before age 6. I have one memory of age 6 when I was at the airport when we were first coming to Canada from India. I have one vague, slight memory. I have another memory where I'm standing outside a school fence, looking in. And obviously, when I moved here, I didn't know any English or anything. I didn't know what snow was. I didn't know anything about this culture or anything. So my childhood memories are, to me, I don't have access to them, right? So for me, it always felt like, oh, my inner child has been deeply wounded, as has been grieving for so long, has felt abandoned, etc., etc., etc. Although we've done a lot of healing work, but that's always been the lens that we've looked at it, right? But
Right.
now, if we're looking at the inner child as the gatekeeper to our ascension journey, it's not just about healing; it's about looking at all the soul blueprint you were talking about, right? And activating that, and also bringing that forward so that we can continue on our ascension journey. So I just thought that was such a different way of looking at it. I just love it, because sometimes, I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of times, even though we say we want to heal everything, blah blah blah, we're not always willing to look at everything, right? And I know
That's
for some pieces it was took me 25-30 years to actually feel. Because feeling, and you mentioned that this about, this is, we're not just doing this mentally, you need to feel. So when you feel, you're actually starting to acknowledge in the physical body and in the energy field what has happened or is happening, and then it is really ready to be released, right? But if you're just thinking about it, not much really happens, right? So I love that part. So I know I've said I said a lot.
no,
I just love it. Thank you.
it's
Thank you.
no, it's perfect. I mean, I'm glad you're saying that because it's everything, right? It's everything and it's all in one. And, I'm going to go deeper into this conversation with you, but what you brought up was, one of my clients, and she had told me, like, she'd been in therapy for years, right? And so she kind of knew what the right things to say and she knew kind of how to tiptoe. But it wasn't until she started feeling it that she really started to heal in the work that we've been doing together. And now she feels like she's a totally different person, but she was afraid to even feel. So even though she would say, like, oh, I want to heal, I want this, I want that, what it takes is for you to go in and really feel your feelings, right? To really be with yourself. People say, like, looking in the mirror, and they'll say, well, I don't even want to look in the mirror. Well, you have to look in the mirror. And that's the same thing. It's like you have to feel what's really happening inside if you really want to heal. Otherwise, you're just putting on another coat or jacket. That's one of my favorite things to say is like, oh, now we're in the snow, we put on the snow jacket, and now we're over in the wind, we put the wind jacket. We never took anything off, right? So we just have all
Yeah.
these jackets or all these toothbrushes. That's another one I'll say. When we travel around and you're taking your suitcase out and now you notice you have over 100 toothbrushes and you're like, that's not mine. So it's just about clearing them, right? Clearing all
Yeah.
these things. So, all
It's about
right.
being able to access those energies, those emotions, right? And really feeling them instead of continuing to bury them deep within, and we all do that from time to time for sure. But as we're continuing on our ascension journey and on our path, we have to have, and it takes courage, we have to have the courage to actually look and feel,
Exactly.
right? And I
Yeah.
remember one time when I was willing to look and feel, I was in a shamanic class, right? So I am a practicing shamanic student kind of thing. But when we were doing that, that was the first time I actually looked at something and really felt, and I thought I was gonna like I thought I was going to be annihilated, right?
Yeah.
And like my whole being was going to be annihilated. But and that's that fear of looking at something, and then once you are able to look at it, it shifts. It gives you an awareness that like everything, it starts to heal, and you are changed forever. So just wanted to
Oh,
share that really quick, that we won't die if we actually look at the stuff.
no, and I know my client would have told you the same thing. She thought she was going to die. And then we looked at it, right? And we gave it love and compassion. And at the end, she felt empowered. And a lot of times during my sessions, I'll actually screenshot the person, right? And send it to them so they can see their smile at the end of the session, right? I mean,
Mhm.
that the shift is so big. Once you reconnect back with your inner child, you heal a part of you and you reconnect it back into your heart. Like your whole vibration changes and you can see it on the outside. So I love what you said.
Absolutely. So yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
And so that's a big piece that we talked about. But now let's talk, and it's heavy. I know it's heavy, but it's like, I'm just asking or inviting everyone to just have a little bit more courage and just take, feel and just take a look at some of that stuff that's there, because once you are able to look at it, it's going to change everything for you. And so the unicorns are here to help us to look at it and to really feel and know that we are safe, right? So I think part of it is that we don't feel like we are safe, but with the unicorns assisting us, working with us, we have that feeling of safety and security, and right. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just touch a little bit more about how the inner child's a gatekeeper before I go into the unicorns, because a lot of what you said, I think, just needs to be touched on about those emotions. So, when we think about the inner child really being that gatekeeper to our ascension, it's because the inner child holds those energies of innocence and joy and purity and authenticity, right? And those are the exact qualities or energies that we need in order to accelerate on our ascension. And I think it's important for everyone to remember that our inner child is that closest part to source, right? It's what really connects us. And that's before life taught us about fear or shame. We actually lived in that natural state of openness and joy and trust, right? When you see a baby, they're just full of love, right? And nothing seems to disturb them. And that right there, that's the state of ascension. It's not something we earn, but something we actually remember. But our inner child ends up holding the pain of unprocessed. So just like you're talking about, Shefali, it's unprocessed shame, unprocessed fear, and anxiety. And when our inner child is weighed down with all of these energies, then our vibration lowers, and then it becomes heavier, and then it feels like we can't even embody those higher vibrations or energies of love and peace and abundance, right? They just feel like that's way too far away now. And that doorway to consciousness also feels so distant to us. It's like all of a sudden it became this really long tunnel. And well, at least for me, it felt that way, right? It might have been the door right there, but after feeling all of these emotions, it just felt like it became this really long hallway. And so I want everyone to know that as you start to heal all of those, and I just like to call them unhelpful energies, right? Just to get away from duality, they're just not helpful to me. Then we lighten our frequency, which then allows us to accelerate on our ascension path. And like you said, ascension isn't about escaping the human journey. It really is about embracing it with love. And we can't force ascension either. I know at one point in my life, I was like, all right, then I'm going to have 3 sessions a week and, like I'm going to make this happen. But that's not how it works either. when we heal our own inner child, then our heart begins to heal, and then ascension just occurs naturally. And so I know you said some people might not know who I am, so I'll just briefly share that at one point in my life, I experienced a lot of trauma as a child. And at one point, I couldn't stand or walk without being in pain. And that's overwhelming when you're in constant pain all the time. And I just remember being in pain so bad one day, like I would try to move, I couldn't. It brought me to my knees. I ended up having to lie on the floor and I was crying. And I didn't know what to do at that point anymore. And so I ended up going into a deep meditation. And as I tuned into myself, right, I could really feel myself as a young child just curled up in fear because that's how I felt even as an adult. And I wanted to go deeper into what was going on. And it was in that moment that I could really feel all the pain that that younger part of me was feeling in my body in that moment. And so I comforted her, right? I apologized to her and I told her, you know, the words that we love to say, I love you. You're precious to me and you're safe now. It wasn't a lot that I told her that day, but it was enough for her in that moment. And as I spoke those words, I could even feel my own heart start to fill up, right? Fill up with my own love. And that's really when it shifted for me. I think I needed that moment to understand that as my frequency got higher, even though I was in pain, right? I could feel that shift. That's when my divine spiritual team really did let me know that the inner child does hold those golden keys, right? That open the gate to ascension. And so, Shefali, for you, and I'll say for those of you that are here now, or for those that are going to listen to the replay, I want you to tune in and acknowledge that if your inner child is the gatekeeper to your soul's ascension, then what do you think they've been trying to tell you? And I invite everyone here, just in this moment, just if you're willing, close your eyes, right? You could place your hands over your heart, and you can either listen or receive the messages the way that you do, right? And just notice, what information did you get from your inner child? What are they trying to tell you? And if you have paper and pen around you, you know, you can write it down, right? And as you write it down, you're going to be able to use the same information. It might be really helpful when we do that group healing meditation and activation. We're just going to breathe that out. And then you can let me know if there's any insights you would like to share at all of what you received, Shefali, or if there's anybody who wants to comment. But I feel like we need these brief moments. You know, you're spending your time together with me today. And so, like I said, I'm going to have you tune in so that way you can get more insight.
Yeah. So for me, it was a very simple, short message. Basically, it was about you are supported, you are not alone, you're safe. But why do you continue to do everything on your own? So receive the support, ask for the support. We are here with you. That basically that, and continue while you do that, continue to do the inner work. So there was like a two-pronged message, right? So receive the support, but do the inner work, and you're always supported, never alone. So, which, sometimes when you're on this journey, ascension journey, you do feel very much alone, right? So, the team is there, the unicorns are there to say, you are not alone. We are here with you. Reach out for support, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. I know I received a message from actually a beautiful soul that's here. Her name is Susan. And I remember she wrote in a book that she wrote a beautiful message in the book for me. And it was ask for it is given, right? Because I forget to ask. So I mean, I think that's another part of it, right? Not only we have to ask, but we also have to be able to receive, right? And to know we're not alone.
Absolutely. So I just want to share some of the messages in the chat that people are writing. One person wrote, my inner child wants to be loved. Another one said, my inner child wants to receive my joyful moments. I love that. Another one says, relax, stay calm, receive. forgive, trust, slow down, and stop analyzing. So you're in your head a lot, which I can totally relate to. So, all of these messages um, are there to empower you, right? To know that you are not alone, that you are supported, the unicorns are with you, as well as your divine team, and just basically, just to love yourself and receive that. And somebody else says you are free from the chaos. Oh, love that.
Yes.
My inner child wants to be seen and heard. Awesome. It's
Beautiful.
funny. My daughter was here last night, and so we had mother daughter and grandmother time and dog time. So it was just the three girls and the dog. And so my daughter, she's so funny. She makes that inner child of mine play. Right. So she plays games with me. We have to play 20 questions. We play guessing games. We play other weird things, but it's always like so different than how I normally am, right? I'm always so serious and whatever. And so she always, you know, brings
Brings the
out that
playfulness out.
playfulness. Yeah,
Mhm.
which is so necessary. So if you are not playing and not, feeling light, please also do that too. And it was silly stuff. It's like, oh my God. But it
Oh,
was
well,
fun. We were both laughing, right? And that's
yes.
what it's about.
Before this
Yeah.
talk, I jumped on my trampoline and there's a song called Unicorns. You can look at it on unicorn, but they say unicorns, right? And I just allowed myself to have fun with it, right? Because that's what the unicorns want to bring in. They want to bring in that joy. And that's why I get so excited talking about unicorns, right? Because of their frequency. And so I feel like people should know that the unicorn kingdom, it's not fantasy, right? It really is a realm of frequency. And when you start to connect with your inner child, then I feel like something magical happens because then the unicorns can start to appear. And I know for some people, you might not, align with unicorns. Maybe it's fairies for you or gnomes, but I would invite the unicorns in if you haven't experienced them already. And I know, like, for children, you don't have to tell them anything about unicorns, right? They already feel the magical energy of them. And I can remember, Source just brought this to me right now. When my niece was about 4 or 5 years old, we bought her this huge plushy unicorn for Christmas. And I remember she opened up the bag. I had to buy it like this huge bag just to even try and wrap it. And when she realized what she screamed and she was like full of joy and happiness and she jumped on it and she wouldn't let it go all night, right? And I believe it's because children are already attuned to that frequency. I didn't have to teach her what a unicorn was, right? She just knew it, like she could feel that. And I feel like your inner child is going to help you to resonate with that kingdom because it holds that vibration of innocence, right? And that vibration of innocence is what's in the higher realms. And what I do want to say though is that, like, the unicorns, when I would meditate with them and work with them, they would always tell me that we're not here to like swoop in and rescue you or fix you, right? They're really here to remind us of our own wholeness. And what I find that some people might not know is that the unicorn started off as a group consciousness of pure diamond white light. And then later on, they petitioned Source to have a physical body, and they were given the body of a pure white horse. And they were given that shape because it was stable and strong. And their third eye was already open, and that's when they had that spiraling light alicorn there. And they are 12 dimensional healers or above, right? Depending on who you talk to. I just feel like there just comes to a point where it's just beyond, right? It's beyond, I don't know what category to give them, but they are the purest frequency of love in the universe. And they embody and they guard the frequencies of love and of innocence and of purity and of joy. And they reside beyond the Stargate of Lyra. And they help souls return back to the vibration of love. And they really want you to bring your inner child into the light. And that's why they invite you towards the Stargate. And they radiate pure heart energy. Like, I have no other words for it except to describe that. It's just pure heart energy. And it's from this energy and frequency that those energies like shame and guilt and fear and anxiety just seem to like melt in their presence. It can't be in that same vibration. And their energy to me is always very soft and iridescent, right? It has a very sparkly type energy, but it's also deeply healing. And when we invite them in, remember, they won't fix you. They're going to remind you of your wholeness. They're going to help you to really embody the energies of joy and to help you spread blessings, not only to yourself, but to everyone you come into contact with. And they really want us to have fun and to laugh, just like you were talking about. Whenever you hear people like really laughing, just know that the unicorns are there because they want you to be free and playful and to authentically express yourself with confidence. And I'm trying to think what else I want to tell you around that. I also feel that the unicorn energy is a pure white energy. A lot of times people will ask me, I think it comes in that way, but then there's so many different lineages of unicorns. You can easily see them in different lights and from different areas now. But I want everyone to know that unicorn energy is like electricity. And as you know, electricity is an energy that's all around us, but it's only when you plug into it, right? Then you could access its power. So when I plug into unicorn energy, then I feel that wave of unconditional love, right? And it touches the deepest parts of the inner child, the parts that have been too afraid to be seen or to be loved. And yeah, I feel like those are really important ones to point out, and that they never judge us, right? They only radiate compassion, and they keep telling me just unconditional love, that, it's all the qualities that your inner child needs in order to feel safe to come out of hiding. And I could share lots of different unicorn stories with you for me, but I feel like, or maybe I will share a couple. So one of them that really stands out for me is I remember, tuning in, and I could see myself in this is in meditation, because I used to do a lot of meditation at one point. I just see myself sitting in my own childhood bedroom, right? And I could already tell that I was scared. I was afraid. Once again, I told you I experienced trauma, so that wasn't something new for me. But this time, I really tuned into the energies of feeling like I was too sensitive or too emotional or too much, because I used to hear that. And I remember in that meditation that this beautiful golden light started to fill my bedroom space. And I remember even for me, I was thinking like, what's happening here? And then a unicorn had appeared and shimmering rainbow light, right? So for me, I love rainbow light. That's how I feel source comes to, like, everything comes to me in this like diamond rainbow light. So that was normal for me, but the unicorn didn't speak to me, right? But I could feel waves of peace flowing not only through that younger part of me, but also in my heart. And I saw how the unicorn walked over and they rested their alicorn right into the middle of my inner child's heart. And I watched just as her tears, right? Because I could see her crying. It just seemed like everything started to light up. Her eyes brightened and she smiled for the first time in what felt like lifetimes, right? Because I remember just that scene a lot when I would go into meditation. And like you, Shefali, I was thinking, well, I don't know if I want to go back there today. I don't know if I want to do that, because that was very common. But that really was the moment that I understood that unicorns don't rescue us. What they're actually doing is awakening that part of us that's already divine, right? And I think that's why I saw myself glow. Another time I remember seeing myself kind of like dancing in starlight, and I was free and joyous and just like nothing had ever hurt me before, right? Just that freedom. And that vision reminded me that abundance, it wasn't about getting more, right? It was about remembering that joy and innocence open the door for blessings to flow. And I can really remember from that point on, I started to really pay attention to all the synchronicities, all the angel numbers I saw, all the feathers, right? All the opportunities and peace that was coming to me in ways that I could have never imagined. And like one of my mentors says, about having joyful possibilities, right? Every morning to wake up and say, what would it take? What would it take to have more fun and joy today than I can even ever imagine? And don't go into how that's going to happen. Just put it out there and then see how your day unfolds. And so I would invite all of you now, once again, just tune into your own heart and notice, what would your life look like if you allowed more joy, more play, more fun, more innocence into your day? And as you feel into that and tune into that, please comment in the chat. I would love to know what that would look and feel like to you. So remember, we want to go into the feeling. Would you like to share your experience, Shefali?
Definitely, a feeling of freedom, a feeling of peace, and the word that's coming to me is unbridled joy. So it's just saying that, it's like, when have I experienced unbridled joy? Right? So it's
And that's
I've
what the
been way too
unicorns bring
serious in
up.
my life.
Yeah, that's what the unicorns are bringing up, right? Because they want you to
Yeah.
laugh. They want you to have fun. They want you to tap in. What do they say? Tune in and tap in, or tap in and tune in, right? To what's already within us. Like everything is within us, and the unicorns are helping to bring that out. And that's why they
Yeah.
say they don't come in to swoop in and fix us, right? I really feel like they come in to awaken the part of us that we have laid dormant, basically, right? We've hidden away. So, should I go ahead and start talking about how they help us heal those energies?
Yes, please. Yes, absolutely.
Right. So the unicorns can really help us heal those energies that I mentioned earlier, like shame and guilt and fear and anxiety, right? And they do that with their pure heart energy, right? When they draw near, they really help us to dissolve all those unhelpful emotions, the ones I just mentioned, that really keep us from shining, right? And the unicorns, being the guardians and the keepers of innocence and compassion, what they're actually doing is they're inviting our inner child into the light, right? Into the light. And they hold a frequency so pure, I mean, that energies like fear and shame and guilt and anxiety, right? Like I said, it just melts in their presence. It can't be in that same frequency. And with them being the guardians of purity, right, they're just here to support us in that process. They're luminous beings, and they just want us to release all those heavy emotions, not to bypass them, but to actually transmute them so that our inner child can step forward and really feel radiant, just like you were saying right now, like that unbridled bliss or joy that you said, right? To feel radiant and unburdened, and they help us to walk through the Stargate of Lyra into the unicorn kingdom. And what I found that in my healing sessions, what they love to do is they often start off with helping you to release the energy of shame. Because shame really is, how I see it is like that veil or that dark cloud that really tells you that you're not enough or that you're unworthy of light. And as you feel the energy of shame, then the unicorns hold such a beautiful frequency of light around it that helps you to release, because they're beaming unconditional love into you and into your experience until it just softens, right? So once again, as you allow yourself to feel it, then it starts to leave, it starts to heal. Another big one that I feel that they help with is with guilt. And guilt is that idea that we've done something unforgivable. And I feel like their light teaches us that every so-called mistake, or like I tell my nieces and nephews, maybe that was a poor choice, right? As we're going through things, we don't call it a mistake anymore. Like we all have choices. Maybe that one wasn't the best one. But all of that is really just to help you simply see that it's just a step towards having more compassion for your own soul's journey, right? And the unicorns also want us to help transmute the energy of fear, because fear represents this idea that you're not safe. And the unicorns really love to help you transmute fear, especially the fear of being seen, right? The visibility of being too sensitive or feeling like you're too much or too different in some way. And with every healing session I've done, I feel like their message is always that your sensitivity is your superpower. And not just for what I'll say is empaths and sensitives, but I feel like for everyone, that the moment that you're able to feel your feelings, that you allow yourself to be vulnerable and sensitive to yourself and your experience, that is where true healing happens. And this is why I feel like they call it your superpower. And then the last one I'll touch on is anxiety, because I think that was the other big one that I haven't mentioned yet. And anxiety, which so many of us have, right? And there's so many things going on in the world that I feel like the anxiety level keeps spiking every day. But it's this idea that you can't trust the future. And so the unicorns can be really helpful in helping you release anxiety as you hold compassion for your inner child. I feel like what they do is they take their alicorn and they touch your heart and they help you to release it. And they really start to infuse you with the message that you are safe to exist. For some of you here, you really need to hear that. So you can close your eyes and, just take a deep breath in and really absorb that message. You are safe to exist. And notice what that feels like for you. There's so much energy just running through that I feel like some people need. And, when you get, even now, I feel like more information is coming in and I feel like, oh, I should tell you this or that or this or that. But I do want everyone to know here, like, there was a period in my life where I did feel like shame, especially the energy of shame, silenced me. And I was trying to hide parts of who I was. And I would, like I told you, meditate a lot. And so I would do journaling. And I remember channeling a younger part of me. And when I asked what message wanted to come through on the paper, they wrote that I'm ashamed that I'm not stronger. And once again, like I shared, it was because I was always told I was too sensitive. And I remember even as an adult, like that's hard to hear, right? That's hard to see and to feel and to acknowledge and to accept that that is still what's running in your field. So I remember crying. And I just remember this idea that I didn't have to stay in this energy. And as I opened myself up to feel it, then once again, I could feel unicorn energy coming in so strongly. And it felt like it was such like that diamond iridescent light for me is how it comes in. It's very sparkly, very healing, very soft. But in that vision, I'm sorry, I could just see the unicorn kind of pick up my child's chin, right? And whisper to her that your softness is your strength. And then I cried even more. I could really feel shame loosening its grip on me in that moment. And so once again, it taught me that compassion wasn't weakness. It really is the key to freedom. And so for right now, all of you can tune in again and just notice, what words of compassion does your inner child need to hear from you today? And just take this moment. You're all muted right now. And start to say those words to your own inner child. Allowing them to feel your love. Allowing them to feel peace. And then if anybody is willing, go ahead and place those in the chat so that we can all witness you. I know for me today, my inner child needed to hear that she is loved, that I was proud of her, and that we get to have fun later on today. Shefali, while people are writing in, is there anything else that you would like to say to your
I
inner
was just gonna
child?
say my message though, for my inner child, or from my inner child to me, as vice versa, right? Is remember your joyful nature, right? So yeah, remember your joyful nature. So it was interesting when, because I told her, I love you, you're supported, you're enough.
Mm,
Um, and at the same time, there were, she was saying to me, just let go of the burdens, let go of the shoulds, and just let all that go and just remember your joyful nature is what I got, because I'm way too serious, holding on to so many things. So she wants to be loved and accepted. Somebody says
mhm,
that I can do it. I have a new project bubbling in my heart. I am enough. Ah, somebody else got that part, the I am enough part of that. Yes, you absolutely are. I love that. Yeah, you can do it. Absolutely. Strength to do what is right for me rather than being influenced by others and what they might want, for sure. To communicate with love how I feel and take responsibility for it. Awesome. Yeah, you do have the strength within you to do what is right for you, right?
Exactly.
Sometimes we are influenced by others, for sure. To
Mhm.
follow your truth, trying to feel safe. Yeah. Safe
Um,
in the body, safe in the world, right?
exactly, exactly. Thank you everyone for sharing your messages. I was also looking at it on the side as well because I pulled up the chat. And yeah, you're just allowing yourself to be witnessed, right? You're having the courage to put that out there.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. And just this connection with your inner child, the connection with the unicorns is so, well, what I'm getting is so pristine, right?
Mhm.
So it's definitely a higher frequency, right? Connection and that realm, like you said, is just a pure innocence, pure unconditional love. And the more that we can embody that, the more that we can invite that into our being, into our energy fields, the more that we can start to accept that within ourselves, about ourselves, because we are also pure unconditional love. We are also at the frequency of innocence, if we can remember that.
Yeah, we're a spark of the divine, right? And it's just our human experience that makes us forget.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, so people have their hands raised, and I think it's for the readings that they want. But before we do the readings, uh, are you ready to do the inner child healing meditation, or do you want to wait?
And we can do that if you'd like. That's perfectly fine. I didn't know if you wanted me to talk a little bit about Lyra or if that was
Yes,
enough for
yes.
people or.
No, because people were asking about what is the connection between the unicorns and Lyra and the
Okay.
frequencies of Lyra.
Okay.
So if you can talk about that, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it and then we can definitely do the meditation right away if you'd like. So for me, the Stargate of Lyra isn't like some place like way off in the sky, right? Nor is it something we travel to. For me, it's actually something within ourselves, right? It's a living frequency within our heart. And it really is that gateway to help us embody those energies, like I've mentioned, about love and compassion and peace and abundance. And I want you to think of it as that place or that point where healed innocence meets our highest self, right? Where the two come together. And when we walk through that stargate, we don't just imagine a new reality, we're now able to start to live it, right? Because we're not living from our wounds. It is also aligned with the constellation Lyra, and it's one of the most ancient star systems connected to the origins of both human and soul consciousness. And it really does represent that gateway into higher consciousness where we're able to embody those Christed frequencies of love, compassion, peace, and abundance. So just as we were saying, like for a spark of the divine, we already have all that within us. And it also helps us to remember our own angelic origin, right? And our unity with all life to know that we are connected. And I know for those who can tune into Lyra and really see it, right? When they describe it as a golden white geometric light. So for me, it's like seeing all those sacred geometry symbols kind of floating in the air. They hear tones similar to how we would say like a cosmic harp, angelic harp, right? Just those beautiful sounds that we imagine angels singing. But more importantly, and I think for me, because I'm a feeler once again, it's feeling those waves of peace that just erase all tension, because that's what I needed more than anything else. And it's a multidimensional heart frequency. Well, once again, the healed heart that we've been talking about, when you heal your heart and your awakened soul are able to merge together now. And at the gate is Archangel Christiel, and she is the angel of pure white. I'm sorry, she's a pure white angel of peace. And to me, it's always like this big white glow. So a lot of times there's this bright light behind her, but she's actually in what I would call the color white, like that form or outline, I should say. And she guards and stands at the Stargate of Lyra, and she will welcome you in. And when you step through the Stargate, you enter into a vibration of unified love. And this is where separation starts to dissolve and your divine self fully anchors into your human experience. And it does carry the template of divine love, of innocence and unity. And those are all those same qualities that we talked about that the inner child naturally holds before the world taught us fear and shame. But you can't pass through that stargate with those energies, right? You can only pass when you're ready to reclaim your wholeness. And as we reconnect with the Stargate of Lyra, we're really connecting with our own original divine pattern, that blueprint of love that our soul remembers, but often our human self forgets. And Shefali, I don't know if you've had experience working with the Stargate of Lyra, or if you want me to go in and start talking about how it serves as a path of ascension. Yeah. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, please. Sorry, I was just distracted. I'm
No,
waiting for
no
my
problem.
dad
I was
to
looking at the
arrive in
time,
India.
so
No, go ahead. I
okay.
just got a message from somebody and I was like, oh, let me check.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Because people want to know for sure.
Okay. So the Stargate of Lyra and the unicorns can be your gateway to ascension. So it's not the only way, right? But it can be. It's one of my favorite ways. And remember, your inner child holds those keys, right, that help you unlock this magical porthole on your soul's path of ascension. And like I said, as children, we end up experiencing so much emotional pain, the ones that I've already mentioned, the fear, the anxiety, the shame, um, rejection's dropping in right now for somebody. But all of those energies make our inner child hide, right? And then we build walls around us to feel safe, but then those walls now separate us from our original light. And so the Stargate is really calling you home back to your own light, right? It's that celestial doorway that's really going to help you dissolve the density of fear and just help you remember who you truly are. Because you really are radiant beings of love, of peace, and of compassion. And when your inner child feels safe, when they feel seen, when they feel loved, then your heart naturally expands. And it's that expansion that actually activates the Stargate within you. And so I want you to see it as a cosmic mirror. As you return to innocence and love, then the universe responds back, reflecting that energy back to you. And now it's going to reflect it back to you in the form of peace and synchronicities and abundance and just being in soul alignment. And when you're in soul alignment, now you're able to really live from that ascended frequency rather than from your own wounds, right? You're no longer operating on that same frequency anymore. And now you can begin to embody your light instead of searching for it. And so to me, the most beautiful part is that you do get to heal your inner child. And so I want everyone to know that every time you choose compassion over judgment, or every time you feel your fear instead of running from it, just like we were talking about earlier, or pushing it away, every time you speak to yourself gently, right, instead of harshly and critically, you are starting to walk through that Stargate of Lyra. And you're becoming that bridge between the human and the divine, right? And the unicorns walk with you throughout that whole process. They guide your inner child to really remember, once again, that your sensitivity, your ability to feel is your superpower, that your emotions, I always like to say, are sacred messengers, right? They're always trying to tell you something, and that you are never meant to harden your heart to survive. And that was something I thought I had to do, right? I thought I had to harden my heart in order to survive in my family, in order to survive in the world. But that was only making me disconnect from myself, right? And then from source, and then from the world. And so their energy, unicorn energy, is inviting you to play again, to imagine, to create, to dream, remembering that playfulness is the natural frequency of your soul. And that's why you get so excited when your daughter's there with you, right? She's bringing out what's already within you, Shefali. And so when I talk about inner child's healing and entering the unicorn kingdom through the Stargate of Lyra, I'm really talking about returning home to love, to your love, to returning to the love of source. Sometimes I say like you're a droplet from the ocean of love, and the ocean of love is source, right? And so this journey isn't about escaping reality, it's about transforming it. And I want you to know that your inner child, when we talk about healing, it's not a one-time event. And I know we want it to be that way. Like, I just want one session and get it all. But that doesn't happen. It's actually a daily practice, right? That gradually aligns us with Ascension. And so every act of compassion we give ourselves, right? Even when you get triggered, don't get upset. Just like, "Oh, there's just another piece of me that needs a little bit more love today, right?" Then that raises our vibration instead of, "Oh, I thought I cleared that. I can't believe that's still there," right? We're going down, right? We want to go up. So each time we release those unhelpful energies like shame and fear, then that opens up this flow of abundance. Because healing isn't just about releasing, right? I know we're talking about that. It's not just about releasing, it's actually also about embodiment. And when you have compassion, right, then that becomes your new foundation. And then you allow peace to really be in your soul to help anchor you. And then you're able to have abundance flow to you naturally. And these are all the energies that will lead you to Lyra in the unicorn kingdom. And as you embody all of these higher frequencies, love, compassion, peace, and abundance, you're also going to be able to radiate them out into the world. So not only do you heal yourself, but now you're able to help everyone whose life yours touches, right? I mean, you're spreading your love and light out there and allowing them to feel the same love and compassion that you feel in your own heart. And to me, this is the most like practical, grounded, heart-centered form of ascension. And so just this last time, I would ask you to tune in one more time. Just tune into your heart and just notice where in your life could you invite just a little bit more compassion today so that your soul can enter into the Stargate of Lyra and the unicorn kingdom. And when you get that message, if you would like to share it in the chat, please go ahead and do so. I can feel so much moving. I feel so much people's energies in my heart and just swirling and swirling. And have compassion for yourself. Have love for yourself. Know that you were divinely brought here today so you could hear this message, so that you could give yourself some more love.
Absolutely. For me, the compassion was compassion for uh, past choices. There's no mistakes in life, right? So
Right?
past choices, so having compassion for the choices that I made without judgment, because it's perfect anyways. All the choices that we make are perfect for where we are at that time and for what we need moving forward. So just having compassion for that instead of judgment.
Yeah. Like I tell everybody, it's just a path. It's like you need to get to a destination and your phone has GPS and it can tell you to get there all through the streets, get there through a freeway, get there through a highway, get there through a toll road, right? It's all going to lead to the same place eventually, right? They're just
Yeah,
different routes.
exactly.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yep. Uh, but I love these little mini connections, these little mini messages that we're receiving from ourselves, and this is something that we can do and should do on a regular basis throughout our day. If we can just tap into our heart and just ask a question, right? That way we're stepping out of our head and back into our heart, being physically present in the body and really connecting with ourselves. So it's so important to that you shared all this today. I'm so glad. Um,
Well, yes,
so
because
there's
we
a
want to
message.
be in the present moment, right? Because,
Exactly.
like I said,
Yep.
we have so much anxiety. We're worried about the future. We're thinking about the past, and we're forgetting to live now. And this is why we're so exhausted. This is why we're so tired. This is, all these things because we're not being here. What was
Yep.
it? Ram Dass, be here, be now, or
Yep.
whatever that phrase was.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
like be here. So,
Absolutely. So somebody says, "Don't beat myself up for what I'm not. Embrace and love what
mm,
I am. I am love." Absolutely. Yes, for sure. Navigating a new relationship as get conflicted with what to accept and what I cannot accept, I'm assuming. Yeah, so definitely drop into your heart space, right? Because your heart is going to give you the answer, not your head. Sometimes
exactly.
you are
Exactly. Yeah,
never
we feel
alone
it.
and are always enough. Yes, absolutely, Cindy.
Beautiful. Well, thank you everyone for, I'm going to say, playing along with me today, right? And tuning into your own heart. Like I said, you were going to receive your own insight messages. You gave me your beautiful time and energy. And so I wanted to make sure that you were checking in with yourself, right? So that you walk away knowing a little bit more than you did before we came.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this was beautiful. And we are going to do the meditation, and we're going to do um, the Unicorn Oracle card readings too in a second. But Jennifer, before that, can we just talk about the packages really quickly, and then
Sure.
we'll do the rest?
Of course.
Because like I want to do the meditation, right? Like like
But
and the
yes,
messages, but it's like I got to do the work part too. So it's like let me
trust me,
let
the
me share my.
unicorns wanted as well. They already had me take out my little crystal and, I mean, they're already here, so I could feel it
Yeah,
coming in. So definitely.
awesome. All right, so the just really quickly the packages that Jennifer has for us today. There are three packages, and I'll let you explain. One is the 1111 Unicorn Gateway, Healing the Inner Child to Awaken Love and Abundance workshop, which is happening on November 11th, right?
Yeah, so it's actually going to happen on November 11th, and I'm really excited for it because, as you know, that's a very powerful portal in itself. So it's going to happen at 11 a.m. Pacific time, which I believe is 2 p.m. Eastern. Trying to
Yep.
remember all the different time zones. 8 p.m. I think it's 8 p.m. or maybe it's 7 p.m. Universal time. Um, but I'll make
Yeah,
sure to have
and
that down in
I'm
there.
I, I'm just gonna say for the month of November, just check your time zones because
Oh, different.
our clocks changed November 3rd. In Europe, they changed a week or two before or after. I don't know. So check your time zones,
Okay, yes.
please.
Yes, this, please check. But it will be happening on November 11th, and you're going to go on a guided journey. So once again, we're going to help you to heal shame and fear and anxiety that your inner child may be holding. And you're going to walk through the Stargate of Lyra, or once again, this will help your soul, right? Accelerate your ascension. You're going to be able to enter into the unicorn kingdom and really feel the playfulness and the compassion and the innocence, really, because it's just going to unlock it right within you. So it's nothing new, but unlocking it. And then you're going to be able to embody more of those higher frequencies now of love and compassion and peace and even abundance. And so what I've been telling people is that it's not just a regular workshop, right? It really is kind of like a portal of rebirth for you to step into that next level of spiritual awakening with the support of the Unicorn Kingdom and the Lyra Star family. So if that sounds good to anybody who's listening, then I would love for you to join me. Like I said, it'll be on Tuesday, November 11th. I'm going to say 11 a.m. Pacific time, and then I'll let you convert it to yours. It will be on
Whatever it is for
Zoom.
you.
Yeah, Zoom. There'll
Yeah.
be a replay, and you'll get the live workshop. I always have questions, just like I asked you today in all my workshops. So you'll get a PDF of the journal questions and anything else that we have. And it's just going to be fun. So with the unicorns, it
Awesome.
can be fun. So
So that's package A, and that's $35. And then package B is a personal session with Jennifer for a one-to-one unicorn healing session on Zoom or by phone for some people who might want to do the phone. I don't know.
yeah, every
There's
once in
some
a while.
people who are in the US.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, it's a one-to-one. It's around 60 minutes, give or take. Sometimes it may go over because they're guided. So we won't close until it's complete. And we're just going to bring in your unicorns guides once again to help you heal your inner child of all those energies we mentioned earlier. But it's really to help you open your heart, right, to more joy, to more love. And as you enter into those higher frequencies, into the light of Lyra. So, yeah, once again, if it's a beautiful way to continue this journey for anybody who feels called to it, to work with me one-on-one.
So that's package B, and that's 150. And then package C is both
Mhm.
the healing session and the workshop for 180. And there's a payment plan available for packages B and C. And there's some wonderful testimonials and feedback from folks who have worked with Jennifer. So please do check those out on the page. There's a much fuller bio for Jennifer here as well if you'd like to know more about her. And again, if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code. Yeah, and so again, you don't need to wait for the workshop to have the personal session with Jennifer, obviously, but if you want to do both, then definitely do the workshop and do the healing session, but they don't have to be one after the other. It can be anytime.
Correct.
So the session can be definitely before the workshop, but if that's what you choose. So that's beautiful. I love it, and I love the energy that you bring with the unicorns. I have to say, Jennifer, it's very, very powerful. It's powerful is not the right, a very potent energy. So I just I've been feeling it a lot during this conversation, so I love it. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. And every time I take a unicorn class, I don't know, there's just something else that gets ignited, and then you see unicorns more and more. So don't be surprised, everybody here, if you start to see unicorns on shirts, on TV
Yeah.
or whatever. Remember going on my walk and I found this little unicorn, right? So once
Oh,
again,
cute.
it's you never know. So just be
Yeah,
open. Be open to the magic and the miracles that are going to come your way.
absolutely. All right, so I think we are ready for the meditation,
Beautiful.
the inner child healing meditation and activation. I
Mm.
think it's so everyone just if you can be in a quiet space, I think it's going to really help you as well. Be
Yeah.
really present for it.
Definitely get comfortable. We're going to shift from really talking about them to now experiencing them, because as you know, the mind can only take in so much, but our soul learns through feeling. And so this is what I really want you to do. So I invite each of you now to close your eyes. Really get comfortable in your space, whatever that looks like for you. And if you need to lie down, I keep hearing some people may need to lie down, go ahead and lie down. And if you find that you doze off or, you kind of tuned out, that's okay. That's what your soul needed in this moment. And you can always come back and listen to the replay. So I want you to start now by taking a few deep, gentle breaths. And as you start to breathe in, I just want you to start to notice everything that's been stirred up today. Not only to notice that, but also to notice all the love that's already within your heart, the things that have been activated. And I want you now to start taking some deep breaths into your heart. And then just imagine that you're exhaling out through the soles of your feet, just allowing yourself to become more centered and grounded in this moment. And as you do this, I want you now to start to feel a golden column of light descending down from the stars and moving gently through your crown and then down your spine and then anchoring into your earth star. And you're going to go all the way down to the crystalline core of Mother Earth. And with every breath you take, you're going to notice now that your body softens and that your mind starts to quiet down. And your divine spiritual team is here, and they welcome you and they honor you for showing up here today. And they hold you in a beautiful sacred space. It's a healing container where you feel loved, where you feel held, and where you feel safe. And they really want you just to open your heart now. Open your heart now to receive their love. And as you do this, I just want you to imagine now that a beautiful, soft, shimmering pearl white light is coming in. It's forming in the air before you. And you're going to start to see threads of rose and silver. And this is unicorn light, the frequency of divine innocence. And I want you to breathe in this energy and just let it swirl all around you, cleansing your aura like the morning dew evaporating in the sun. And as this light wraps you in your radiance, I want you to place your hands over your heart if they're not there already. And I want you to say softly to yourself, I open my heart to love. I open my heart to healing. I open my heart to remembrance. And just take a deep breath in and really take in those words. As more unicorn light is starting to fill every cell of your body, activating divine love codes within you. And now I want you to visualize a gentle forest clearing. And this clearing is now being filled once again with that golden light, that golden sunlight. And you're going to notice in the center stands a small child. This is your younger self. And I want you just to notice their expression. Are they curious? Are they timid? Are they playful? What is it? How are they feeling? And then I want you to take a step and kneel beside them. And I want you to hold their little hands. And I want you to repeat after me and softly say to your inner child, I see you. I love you. You are so precious to me. I'm never going to leave you. You're safe with me now. And you never, ever have to hide again. And as you say these words, just notice what happens to your inner child. And then tune into their heart and just notice, is there anything else your inner child needs you to say to them today? And I want you just to take this moment once again and just say what it is that your inner child needs to hear from you. And I'm going to stay quiet for a few moments and just send unicorn love and compassion towards you. Now I want you to notice how their eyes are beginning to sparkle as you are acknowledging them. And I want you to feel the warmth that starts to happen between the two of you. Notice how it starts to expand until it fills this whole clearing. This is the energy of reconnection. The moment your inner child opens the door. And as this is happening, you're going to notice from the corner of your eye, at the edge of the forest, that a radiant light is starting to approach you. And as you get closer, you start to realize that it's a magnificent unicorn. And this unicorn steps forward, and its mane is shimmering with opalescent hues. And the air, tune into what the air smells like to you. To me, it smells faintly of rain, of starlight. And I want you to start to feel those waves of peace emanating from the unicorn's heart to yours. And the unicorn now is going to bow its head toward your inner child, and it's going to touch its alicorn right to your inner child's heart. And you're going to start to feel a pulse of silver and white light flow through the both of you. And this is starting to dissolve those layers of shame, of guilt, of fear, and of anxiety. And I want you to let this energy move freely, knowing that it is safe to do so. And just imagine now that shame is drifting away from you like smoke. That guilt is washing away like sand in the tide. That fear is now melting away, and courage is starting to rise. And anxiety is starting to soften. and you're starting to feel more peace and calm. And I want you to remember to breathe and just set your intention that with each breath you take, you are breathing out all of those unhelpful energies, and you're breathing in healing, sparkling energies of unconditional love into your heart. And as you do this, I want you now to see that your inner child is starting to glow, first in their heart, and then in their hands. And then you're going to notice their whole entire body is glowing now. And the unicorn steps beside you. And together, you and your inner child climb on its back. And you feel weightless, and you feel supported, and you're starting to feel joy. And the unicorn starts to walk towards a horizon made of gold and pink light. And in the distance, you can see the Stargate of Lyra, that vast archway woven in the living geometry symbols, the spiraling suns. And you're starting to hear angelic tones in the background. It really does hum with the vibration of unconditional love. And as the unicorn carries you closer, you hear the gate whisper your soul's name, inviting you in. And your heart expands until it feels as if it could hold a whole galaxy. And you pause before the gate as your unicorn gently lowers you to the ground. Your healed inner child takes your hand and smiles, and together you step forward. And the instant you cross that threshold, you start to feel waves of gold and white light ripple through every cell of your being. It feels like all timelines are converging into harmony. And you start to remember that you have never, ever been separate from Source. And take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. For now, you're going to start to feel the Lyrian light pour into your crown, once again down your spine, into your heart, and then finally deep into the earth beneath your feet. And as all of this is happening, I want you to see a star anchoring within your chest. And if your hands are still on your heart, you can keep them there. Or if you want to tap right into your heart space or your high heart, but I want you to tap in this message or say this message. I embody the frequency of love, of compassion, of peace, and of abundance. And then take another big, deep breath in. Allow that beautiful message to come deeply into your heart. And you might start to feel some tingling or some warmth. For some of you, it might just be a huge wave of peace. You might start to feel the pink, unconditional love energy that the unicorn is transmitting directly to you. Whatever you feel is perfect. And now with your next in-breath, I want you just to notice how that stargate is starting to fade away into the soft light, leaving a trail of golden sparkles all around you. And the unicorn bows once more. They touch their horn to your brow, transmitting the message straight to your third eye. Remembering the gate lives within you. And the unicorn steps back. And I want you to thank your unicorn guide, your inner child, and the light of Lyra, as they're now all gently stepping back I want you to bring awareness to your breath again. And then I want you to take 3 deep, gentle breaths through your heart. Once again, exhaling through the soles of your feet, allowing you to feel centered and grounded and connected. And when you feel ready with no rush, you can open your eyes and come back to me. And you can carry this golden white light energy with you throughout your day.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. I loved that whole experience. Just, yeah, there was no words, but I definitely felt when you mentioned the embodying the frequencies, definitely felt that tingling all over, definitely felt the warmth all over, definitely felt that connection with the unicorns and the Lyra and Stargate. Uh, how's everyone doing? If you want to type in the chat how you're doing, that'd be great. Let us know.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. And I hope that some of you feel lighter, maybe more peaceful, or maybe more connected. Just tune in and notice how you feel. For me, I could feel there is different energies moving. I still have shivers down my legs. For some of you, that was a very grounding one. You needed that. You needed that today. So take all of these beautiful energies in and just know that this is the taste of the energies that you can experience if you decide to come to the workshop, right? To work with the unicorns even deeper and anchor in these frequencies into your daily life. And so if anybody would like to share how they felt. Oh, I could see some people have already put that in the chat.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful, calming, peaceful, relaxed, deeply comforted. Nice. Good. Awesome. So you were receiving this. That's awesome. Amazing. Oh, goodness. Okay. Whew. Ready to do some oracle card readings?
Yes, yes, definitely. Do we have some people who would like that?
Oh, yes. There's lots of people with their hands
Oh,
raised.
you know what? Let me go
Can,
ahead and take it into
yeah, I was
gallery
gonna say,
so I can
can
see
you
people.
see?
Oh, I
Yeah.
can see. Okay, okay. I
So
had
I
it
will
on.
let you choose who you want to work with first,
Oh,
etc.
okay.
Who are the unicorns being guiding you to?
I think I'm just going to go in order. Otherwise,
Okay.
I will forget. And so we're going to start there. So first, I'm just going to clear the deck. So clear, clear, clear. Love, joy, peace, happiness. I'd like to give a little kiss. And one of the sayings on the cards is to say, unicorns, purest of the pure, bless me with your love so sure. Light me up and set me free to be all that I can be. I just love it. Once again, there's that excitement that comes with it. So we're going to start off, and my top left corner is Tanya. Tanya, we're going to go ahead and pull a card for you.
Yes, please.
Ooh, and you received caring community, participate and belong and enrich your life. And so what the unicorns are sharing with me is that you've spent quite a bit of time on your own. And it's really time for you to connect with your soul family, to really allow yourself, as Shefali was saying earlier, to receive, but they're saying to receive that true connection, to really be authentic with who you are so that people can connect with you because you have a beautiful light within your heart.
Thank you.
And
This is right on point. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanya.
Ah,
And I was just going to say that if you are willing to receive from all of the messages that resonate with you as well, right? So the messages are not just for the person whose hand is raised, they're for anybody else who would like to receive that message.
Yes, and I think that's why, a lot of times we'll say extra, right? Because someone else needs to hear it, and each card is activated, right? They're activated, but they're also activated for you. So I agree. All right, I see Eleanor Joy. Oh, I love that. Eleanor Joy. Card is for you. What card is best? Okay. I love this one. This is the magical crystal cave. Switch on your inner light and bring forward your gifts. So I'm going to show it to you. Hopefully you can see it. And just like we're talking about the Stargate of Lyra having all the different geometric symbols and things, this is how it shows up to me with the beautiful bright white light. And the message here is really for you to open yourself. There seems like you may have had some fear about truly embracing all of your gifts. So they want you to know that it is there and waiting for you, waiting for you.
Awesome. Love that.
All right, the next person I see is Sarah. Hi, Sarah. And I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. What do the unicorns want Sarah to know? Oh, Sarah, you got the same card. That's so interesting. Magical crystal cave with the amethyst. The amethyst is what's sticking out for you about helping you to transmute all those energies that have been weighing you down, because you have gifts to share with the world that you have not yet. Take that in, Sarah. Take it in.
I just want to add, I didn't unmute quick enough, which is just great because I got the card I needed, but I have a cottage I rent and it's half my income, and my tenant went up during the summer and took off some of the roofing to get more light and then didn't put it back before the rain. And I warned her. She went up. She did a poor job of it. The rain went inside and now she wants to sue me. And it's very scary, but it's like she did all of that. So I just need comfort. I had a big panic attack and been a rough few days. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Sarah. So yes, tune into that. The unicorns want to be here to support you and love you.
And I feel better after the meditation. Thanks.
Wonderful. All right.
So good.
This card is for Anita. So what message do the unicorns have for Anita? Ooh, Anita, you got Law of Grace. Be your divine essence and dissolve all in grace. So I'm going to show you the card. It is so beautiful. You can even see the lights right in the middle with the two unicorns. And so if there's a situation that's been troubling your heart, we want you to pour more compassion and kindness towards yourself. And then as you do that, expand it into the situation that's happening between you and whatever else is going on. But allow yourself to feel the love and the compassion that you need in order to move forward in your life.
Awesome. I love that. Love, Grace.
Law of Grace. I want to do a whole talk on the Law of Grace one day. All right.
Yes.
All right, Tina. I think Tina is up next.
Tina.
Oh, Tina. I'm sorry.
Tina.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, no, some.
No, there's a
It's like
Tina
a-
C.
Tina.
Tina C, you have Ascension Lift. Prepare for your rapid spiritual growth and be ready for opportunities. I love this card. I don't know if everyone can see it. There's even the rainbow in there. So your soul is ready. Your soul is ready, Tina C. Clear anything that's preventing you from moving forward. And today is the new moon in Libra. So a perfect time for you to do some healing and clearing as new beginnings are happening.
Good card. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
All right, Ina.
Ina. Let's see. What does the unicorns want to share with Ina today? Ooh, Ina, you got the same one. That's so interesting. Ascension Lift. Ascension Lift. So let me just tune in. They say as you've been doing your healing work, there's still a part of you that's afraid to change. Can you feel that? There's a part of you that's holding back a little bit. Yeah. I want you to release. Release, like I said, it's the new moon in Libra. It's time to step into that new version of who you are. And they say that it's really important that you do that this year. I don't know if you could see this in the card, but there's this beautiful light that's coming out from the unicorn's heart. They want you to know that's the light that's already within you, and it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to shine, dear one.
Awesome. Beautiful. I love that, Ina.
My cat just came and sat in my lap.
Beautiful.
Good.
Thank
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. It says bless healing empowerment. Bless healing empowerment. This card is for you. Let's see what
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Let's see what the unicorns have for you today. Ooh, this is the one that's actually on the top of the deck. It's number 44. So 44 is the healing presence of Archangel Raphael, right? That's what it is for me. The card is I am present. Expand your stellar gateway. I am that I am. And it has the exact same symbol that you have right there on your Zoom cover. So just know that all of that was divinely guided for you. They're telling me this message goes deep within your heart and your soul, and you know exactly where it needs to take you. Is that true?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
And 44 is one of my guiding numbers. So that number's been with me my whole life. So thank you so much.
Yeah. And just know that that's Archangel Raphael's number for healing. Archangel
Thank you.
Raphael and
And
Archangel Virtue.
thank you. And I haven't connected with him in a while. So I think, yeah.
There's your
Thank you so much.
invitation. And like I
Yeah.
said, it's the new moon in Libra. Do some healing. Invite him in.
Thank you. So grateful. Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, the next person I see is Art. Hello, Art. Let's see, what
Hi,
did the
Jennifer.
unicorn have for Art today? You also got the magical crystal cave. Switch on your inner light and bring forward your gifts. So what I keep hearing is that you've been holding back. You've been holding back really sharing who you are. Is that true, Art?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. There's so much beauty within you. Allow yourself to feel your feelings. Allow yourself to go deep within your heart and to share your gifts in the world because we need it. The world needs it. The world needs it. No more hiding.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're so welcome. Clear. All right, we're going to go to Cindy's iPhone. I think I know this beautiful soul. I can feel you.
Hello. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Shefali and everyone. So glad to be here. I felt like this was so special and meant to be called today to this beautiful gathering.
Yeah. No, thank you for being here, for sharing. All of you, thank you for sharing your time and energy with me today. I always appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So for Cindy, what message did the unicorns have for Cindy today? Oh, Cindy, you got enter the magic, live in the now, and seize the moment. So, have you been feeling some fear and anxiety in the world of what's going to happen next?
Yes, absolutely. Gosh, that really touches home. Yes, I
Yes.
needed to hear that today.
So look, I love this because it's a unicorn and it has the wings, right? So how we would say like even an angel, and you're in the middle right there.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
You
Thank
are
you for
safe, you are guarded, you are protected, but they want you to be in your heart and be in the present moment.
beautiful. I needed to hear that. Thank you so much. Many blessings to you
Okay.
and everyone.
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
I love that card. I think that is for everyone, for sure.
It's for everyone. Yes, everyone, please take these cards. Definitely. Like I said, these are beautiful. If anybody wants me to switch to the other deck, I do have 2 decks. You can let me know. I'm happy to do so. Is it Arumia?
Arunima.
Arunima?
Arunima.
Yes, Arunima here. Hi. Hi, Laura, and hi, Laura, and hi. Thank you so much. I
You
love,
are so
yeah, your voice is
welcome.
beautiful and very soothing. It's very kind, and it's almost like an angel speaking through.
Oh, I asked the angels and the unicorns to channel through me. So I chose the pink background to represent the Rahani angelic healing, right? As well as the unicorn healing and source within all the light. So I changed my background today just for this special talk because I
Thank-
really wanted everyone to feel that, feel the love and compassion coming through.
Thank
All right, let's see what card the unicorns have for you. Hey. Oh, I love this one. I love all of them. You got the cosmic pearl, expand your psychic gifts and open the gate to the angelic realms.
Ooh.
Yeah, so everyone take that in. These are the gates that are waiting for you to open. And that cosmic pearl, they want you to surround yourself because they already say you're already highly attuned to bring that cosmic pearl all around you. You can either envision it having the unicorn place it in your heart and then expanding out, or you can even imagine it just coming straight down and through. And I keep hearing joyful possibilities for you. Surround yourself in the bubble of joyful possibilities.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alana. Thank you, Jennifer.
Asha, we see you next. It is for Asha. I'd love to see you. What do the unicorns want Asha to know today? Oh, you got soul satisfaction. Honor your uniqueness and do what makes you feel good. If you can see, oh, can you see that? I love that you are out in nature. There's a unicorn, there's the rainbow, but there's just happiness and joy. And so throughout this talk, we talked about having more fun and playfulness. And so I feel like this card is really sending you the energy to enjoy life a little bit more. What's going to make your heart expand today? What's going to bring you more fun and joy? Like I said, how can I have more fun and joy today, more than I can even ever imagine? Invite that in and then just see how your day unfolds. All right.
Thank you, Asha. So then we have Pat's iPad.
Go to Pat. Pat, you got the Cosmic Sapphire, number 33. Another power number there. Act with honor and integrity and speak your truth. Now this one is the black unicorn and it shows the blue sapphire. And so with this card, you know, what I'm getting is it really is time for you not to hide. They want you to speak with love and compassion though. And Archangel Michael is placing that blue sapphire in your throat so that you can speak with confidence and clarity, but also from the heart. They feel like that's a really important message for you to get in. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Pat. All right. So now there's a different Sarah.
Is this a different Sarah? Same Sarah?
Yeah, a different Sarah.
Okay. All right. So this message is for Sarah, asking the unicorns to give one that's divine guidance. Okay. Oh my gosh. You also receive the magical crystal cave. Switch on your inner light and bring forward your gifts. Oops, right there. What stood out for me when I read this one for you is all the light coming in to the unicorn. So I feel like you have your gifts, but that you haven't been showing them through. And so they're saying if you give yourself the opportunity to stand in the light, that you're going to receive more blessings. And I feel like more things are going to be activated within you. And everyone can take that in too.
Yes, absolutely. Thank
Especially
you.
that beautiful amethyst right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Eleanor, did we not already do
We did.
you? You were like one of the first
No,
ones.
no, I know I was, but I zoned out during the meditation because I was up
That's
all
okay.
night. I was up all night doing a meditation retreat, and
Okay.
so that beautiful meditation, I zoned out. So I'm back. Thank you for your
Awesome.
patience.
Thank you, Eleanor.
Thank you.
So, go back and watch and listen again in case you missed the card message.
Oh, did she actually do me?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I will. Thank you.
Somebody at the bottom just wrote, can they have a
Thank you, Eleanor.
card? I'm not sure who that is. B? Is it B?
B. Yeah.
We'll end with B then. So one more
Yeah.
card. What is B? Okay. Oh my. Your audience wants it. Magical Crystal Cave. I can't seem to pull a different card as many times as I keep shuffling, you know. That's so funny. That's so funny. For B though, V, I feel like you are opening up into a new area of your life. I feel like you are expanding or you're trying to expand and you have some hesitation with it. And they want you to know, just like the last person with the light, the more that you allow yourself to really express yourself authentically and to really share your gifts with the world, you will be in that spotlight, right? To know that you are always supported and loved.
So someone is asking, I don't know which Sarah is asking, what is the number of the Crystal Cave card?
Oh, sorry. Crystal Key card.
The one that you just pulled. Oh, you already shuffled it.
I already shuffled it in there. 21. Sorry, 21.
21. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And I guess Kay did not know how to raise her hand. Can you pull a card for Kay, please?
Okay, sure.
Kay, yeah.
Oh, I see Sophia is here. Oh yeah, Shefali, would you like your own card today too?
Sure. I'm not going to say no. I'm willing to receive.
Just realized there's multiple pages here on Zoom, so I think I got everyone, but I can't see K right now. Oh,
Yeah.
just the letter K. Okay. You also got the law of grace. Be your divine essence and dissolve all in grace. For UK, it feels a little bit different. It feels like it's asking you to show more love and kindness to yourself. So think of that younger version of you and give yourself more love, noticing that there's that connection. You as the adult, you as the inner child is connecting you now into source.
Yeah. Beautiful. And how about one for Susan?
Miss Susan. Yes.
Yay! I just want to say thank you so much, Jen. What a beautiful, beautiful evening to spend with you.
Oh,
So thank you. Absolutely beautiful.
All right, what do the unicorns have for Susan today?
Mm.
Ooh, you got oneness. Look for the common humanity and invoke Lumerian light. I don't know, can you see that?
Perfect.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Your message is a little bit different. I feel like they're telling you that you need to shine even more, that there are more souls out in the world that need to hear your message and your energy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The blessings coming through. So just know, like, everything that you're divinely guided to do will be blessed. Will be blessed.
Challenge accepted.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, you guys.
Thank you, Susan. All right, how about one for Julie? And guys, please don't raise your hand anymore. It's like, I don't know anymore who's got their card pulled or not. But
Yes, because I do have a meeting at 2:00. Okay.
So Julie, yes, Julie.
Julie, what message do the unicorns have for Julie today? Julie, you also got Cosmic Sapphire, number 33. Act with honor and integrity and speak your truth. So take that in.
Thank you.
You are so, so welcome. And Shefali,
Thank you,
before we
Julie. I love that.
close, I just
Yeah.
saw, if you don't mind, I know someone is here from Morocco. If I could just pull a card for them, it's Sophia from Wisdom
Sure.
for Healing. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's late there too. Let's see, what do the unicorns want to tell you? All right, Sophia, you got your personal unicorn. It's time for you to meet your unicorn guide and bathe in pure love. And they want you to stay open to unicorn magic. So I want you to call in this unicorn as you're writing your book, as you're doing those final details. And allow the unicorn to really touch your heart in more ways than you can ever imagine. All right, everyone. Thank you so much
Beautiful.
for
That
spending
was
your
lovely.
time and energy with me today. As
Yeah,
always,
that was
Shefali,
lovely.
nice to be with you. And you're
Oh, absolutely. So much fun having you. I love talking about the unicorns and Lyra, the Stargates. Just so much was, my God, we shared so much, or you shared so much in this conversation. So everyone, please do go back and watch and listen again, because there's so much wisdom, but also all the different processes where Jennifer guided us to go within and ask a question and receive a message from, whether it's the unicorns or whether it was our inner child. Just, even that was so powerful. And of course the meditation was beautiful, so beautiful and so loving and so supportive and empowering. I loved it. So go back and watch and do that one again for yourself as well. And of course, check out the packages. The workshop is coming up on November 11th. And of course, you can always, if you'd like to go deeper and work with Jennifer, please do check out package B for the personal session with Jennifer as well, right? So check those out. I'll have the recordings out in a little while. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's always so wonderful to have you on the show and you sharing your wisdom, your energy, your teachings, and your processes. Oh, I just love it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Absolutely. And everybody, thank you for your questions, for your feedback, and for being willing to receive during the meditation and during these card pulls. Remember, these card pull messages are for everyone, right? Not just for the person who we were called upon, right? So
Yeah.
please, please, please receive, right? So thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now. We'll be back on Thursday. See you then. Bye.